Hello, Algebra 1A students. This is the video on 2.6, simplifying expressions with parentheses. Now, your homework is to copy this down into page 34 of your notebook, okay, exactly as I have things written on here. So the way I'm going to see that you've done your homework and watched this video is if you have the things written down here that I have written down. And again, this is on page 34 of your notebook. If you do not have your homework with you, or your notebook with you because you forgot it, why don't you just go ahead and copy this down on a sheet of paper and then we'll glue it into page 34 of your notebook. Okay, so let's talk about what we did today. Today we talked about expressions like 3 plus 4x squared minus 1x plus 5. And we talked about simplifying those expressions by combining like terms. So we talked about circling 3x and minus 1x because those are like terms, and squaring 4x squared because that's a like term with itself, right? 5 is not a like term. And then I'm just going to put a triangle around 5 because it's by itself. So then when I cover things up, 3x minus 1x gives me 2x. 4x squared has nothing to combine with, so we're going to leave it, and so is 5. So that's how we talked about doing today. But what happens when we have parentheses? Okay, like in this one, we have 3 times 4x plus 6 plus 7x. Now remember, when we talk about parentheses with order of operations, parentheses comes first in PEMDAS. So we can't really do anything. Okay, pardon the interruption. So when you're using order of operations, you do parentheses first. So here it's a problem, right? Because we can't do parentheses first. We can't combine 4x and 6 because 4x is like an x bar, right? These are not like terms. So the best thing to do when we have that is to get rid of the parentheses, and we have a great property, that's right, the distributive property, to help us do this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the smiley face method for this one, which means I'm going to multiply 3 by 4x and 3 by 6. So 3 times 4x is 12x, 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, and they're joined by addition, and then I just need to bring down my 7x. Now my parentheses have disappeared, and I have two like terms I can combine here, right? 12x and 7x are like terms. 18 is by itself. So 12x plus 7x gives me 19x plus 18. Now our expression has been simplified from this nasty guy to that. Okay? So let's see this example a couple more times. Again, here we have 9 plus 5 times 4x plus 4. And we're noticing that, we really want to be able to combine some like terms and make this more simplified, but we can't because things are stuck inside the parentheses. So again, we're going to use the distributive property. That means I'm going to be multiplying 5 times 4x, which is 20x, and 5 times 4, which is 20. So 9 plus 20x plus 20, because I brought down my 9. And now my like terms are 9 and 20. 9 and 20 is 29. So this becomes 29 plus 20x. Okay. Let's do one last example. This one has a negative in it. But again, you can see that we have some like terms, except that one of them is stuck inside the parenthesis. So we have to use the distributive property to pull it out. So again, I'm going to distribute negative 2 here and negative 2 here. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8, because negative times negative gives you a positive. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6c. Okay? 2 times 3 is 6. Negative times a positive is a negative. You could also have written this 8 plus negative 6c. Okay, but remember those are the same thing. Then I bring down my minus 7c. Okay, and then I do my combination. Right now my two like terms are negative 6c and negative 7c. So negative 6 minus 7c, going to the left, is negative 13c. So my new expression is 8 minus 13c. So you can see that those expressions are a lot simpler now that we use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. Again, make sure that you have all of these copied down. Feel free to kind of go back and pause the video as you need. And bring that in to me tomorrow to show that you have watched this video. Also, if you have any questions, you might want to write your questions out to the side so that you don't forget them and we can talk about them during class.